Hello, everyone. TDM Tim here. I think I'm just going to have a little bit of fun today. I've been trying to sit down, do a little bit more coding, and work through some ideas of mine, and I figured what better way to get more accountability than to have my sessions of coding be on the internet. Whether or not anyone participates live doesn't even matter because these will be archived, and that's what this intro is for. But I think today I'm going to try to go through and make a very simple game, Snake. Uh, Everybody knows the game I'm talking about. You play a snake, you have to go around, eat little pieces to try to increase your length and try not to run into your tail as well as your length gets further and further or into the edges of the map. But you also, I think I'm going to try to work on two things that are a little beyond my current reach in Unity and try to use Snake as an easy way to have a platform to do that with, and that will be AI. So I want a competing snake with you so that maybe I get a better sense of how I would program AI in the future, even if it would be kind of simplistic with Snake, but that's the point, so that it's a little easier of an introduction for myself. And then depending on how well I can read and understand documentation, I'll go ahead and try to make some particle effects and make things just look a little fancier. So why don't we get to it, have a little bit of fun. I'll just go ahead, throw on some music, and get the very basis of Snake put up. Well. Oh, beautiful spear there. Okay, looks about right there. Create a new material for that one. Let's just make the player a bright red. Ooh, a metallic red maybe. Might be useful for when we go ahead and try to do some particles or whatever comes next. Particles is probably one of the least well-versed subjects when it comes to what I would consider an introduction to Unity that I have been versed in, but we'll get to that in a moment here. So let's come back to the sphere. Let's rename this because this is going to be player. Don't think there's anything else I need to do. Let's get this player moving first and foremost. Should be pretty simple to do. Create a folder for those because, hey, I might not be perfectly organized in real life, but it helps to be organized digitally. Man, royalty-free music that you could stream? I'm not surprised it nearly sounds the same. All of it, that is to say. Oh, Visual Studio, my friend, you are fantastic. Okay. So let's see, we're gonna want, let's go ahead and make this public so I don't have to come back and edit all the time. I'll just set it to something silly at the start. Not 109, Jesus Christ. Oh. Wow. And, will we need anything else? Oh, we'll come back to him. So, Snake, in the game of Snake, it's pretty obvious if you have played it before, you move without controller input from the get-go. Controller input simply determines what direction you are moving. So from the start, we're going to want the player to move And then the only change would be what direction the player is going based off of what direction keys or the arrow keys or WASD or whatever it may be is pressed. So probably best not to do this based off the physics system, because I don't want to run into issues with the physics system. So let me think about which one I'd want to do here. Yeah. Wow. On it. Yeah, I was about to say it's already let's see, it's probably best to make it move forward first. What? Oh, come on. So here's the question now. Let's see, relatively speaking, forward is probably going to be that direction, which I think is negative. Yeah, it's a negative X, if I'm correct. Yes. So we want it to be moving on the negative sense. We'll just do a new vector 3 for now. Yeah. And then -1, 0, 0. Let's just see. Hey, I don't want you to take. Okay, well, it moved that. Let me double check something, because there was another way I did movement beyond using the transform last time. Oh yeah, silly me. Well, good idea. So we'll change that over here. So I'm not gonna have a target position I'm going towards though. You know, I could have the target position update every frame. And so we could have we'll set this public just so I can change it later. Starting target position. want this, but I'll just remove it for now. Actually, I don't think I want this to be public. Should be the same as before. And then we'll worry about an update from here on out. We're gonna, yeah, we didn't need it because transform automatically calls that. Definitely need to be more well versed in this. This is what happens when you switch from Java to C# and then go, hey, I don't want to make Android apps anymore. I want to make video games. You no longer know it all. Then again, I never know it all. Always forget about lerp too, because that does actually help in the smoothing of. Oh. Okay, no, I know how to do. I know how to deal with this problem. The problem solving. It's great, isn't it? So we'll change this actually to target position. Speed. This is what our speed was for. Yes, I knew I had speed for a reason. And we're not going to want to move the. So what we're going to want to have is in update if transform equals starting. We'll make this real simple to make sure this is working. Wow. Target position. I thought position was vector 3. Oh. Oh, wow. When you just think about maybe this isn't the right career for you. If transform position equals target position, we want to update target position. And for now, we're just going to make it run into the wall. Yeah, we could do it this way, I believe so. And okay, so that's not quite what we want. I think perhaps the speed way too much. And I made this public just so I wouldn't do this. Yet I fall back into the trap. Perhaps it's just too far the target position I'm going to do this with. F. It'll still only happen once every frame, which may lead towards some issues, especially with oh, okay. So first off, that's why it's sinking into it. The Y needs to stay at 0.05. You know, that's a very viable and easier way to do it. I feel like I should test out all these different movement styles. I keep using a different way to make characters move every time I build something. It's probably best just to make one program, test them all out, find which one works for me, and memorize the shit out of it. Because we can just do... Well, let's just put that back to what it was. Negative F. Damn you, negative F. Perhaps this will work better. I'm not trying to make complex movement with this anyway. Okay, the speed is just probably too much. Maybe we don't need to times it by times that delta time. Probably end up dropping all of this in the fixed update anyway, so the speed stays the same no matter your frame rate. Oh, dear Lord. Perhaps. Maybe speed needs to be just something very, very small. No. And then I guess it's just reaching it too quickly. Yeah, I think this does need to be times by time.delta time. I have found that to be a pretty much requirement anyway. I shouldn't doubt myself when I edit something. He says, as he continues to watch his... Yeah, and I'm sitting here like, hey, I'll put together a really simple game. so I could test out some other possibilities of mine. Can't even put together a simple game, yet can follow a tutorial perfectly. Let's see. What am I doing wrong here? Maybe I just need to put this in fixed update. I'm probably getting like 400 frames per second. Damn you, good computer. Okay, so that is a lot slower because fixed update is called less. Maybe I need to just deal with this on a more macro scale. Or macro? Yes, let us get larger, let us get faster. Probably still. It's not quite fast enough. I haven't set that camera up at all. That's probably what we'll do next, so I can actually see to make sure my movement works once this is better perfected. Yeah, that looks to be about the right scenario there. So let's just get this camera in a good position. Oh. I have it facing the direction I don't want it to. So then it actually needs to be Well, now that I'm done with that little bit of a distraction, I need to figure out why this is moving when it shouldn't be. Not in general, but to demonstrate this for future purposes. Starts at but that was just weird. Anyway, it starts at 0.14, then goes right back down to 0.15. I've saved that here because every time I stop playing it goes back. Yet I don't change it here. Because I know if I add anything to this, let's say I do, it would just go up. Yeah. But 0 shouldn't be putting it down. No. No. Okay. Whatever. Just kind of solved itself. So now we got that, and I got that's actually to the left now that I see where I put the camera. I'm not moving the camera again. So negative x is left, positive x is right, positive z is up, negative z is down. So now I want to set in the controls. So we'll actually have this set to target, position, add. And then we'll probably check for this and update. That might lead to a really bad situation, but I am ready for bad situations. It's the only way I get into good ones. So let's just use the arrows for now. Huh. I thought that was the point of a key code. $273. There's no way that works. No, I don't trust him. Axis would work too. Key down. Yeah, okay. There. I think key down works with that one. Wait, am I supposed to do... No, I didn't think so. Yep. This is the one that key code works with. There. Up arrow. So we're gonna say, yep, I press the up arrow. We're gonna start target position add to equal this. So if we're going up, we want target to now equal it was positive z that I think is that way. We'll see. That's an easy fix, but I think it's positive z. I don't think it's more computational to use all if statements. Input. Let's just gotta use that copy paste, man. Copy paste is saving so many lives out here. See, I think else if statements look really stupid if they're like that. Same with this. No, we're gonna go ahead and so we have up, this is down, left, right. Left apple? Oh, must be for Apple computers. This is going to be the negative one. So now, all things go well. That should have been simply put together. Okay, so let me see. I don't think I did right correctly. Oh, yep. But besides that, this works. No, not pause. We want to get going in life, not go backwards. But yeah, we can fly right out. So next, let's make sure that all of these. Oh no, not these. My player needs a. No, it has a collider. Do these not have colliders? Oh, they do. Oh, rigid bodies. There. All of this needs a rigid body. I don't think there's one rigid body. No. My player as well needs a rigid body. Try that again. Oh. Gravity, you bastard. No, don't use gravity on that. Don't use gravity on that either. I'm not going to worry about gravity. It is of no importance to us. Looks like I can currently move this. Exactly what we wanted. Okay, so we got that going for us. The beautiful movement. Is kinematic? I think that is the should just, yeah, no. We've gone right back to where we are. I think, no. What we need, possibly to give player no mass so that they, nope, no mass leads you to warping and breaking the fundamental laws of physics. Understood. So instead we're gonna have to detect when we collide with something. Maybe above this. There's definitely something in here. So perhaps it wasn't the rigid body. I always forget the difference between what the rigid body deals with in collisions and the collider itself. That song was jamming. Please don't tell me that it is in rigid body. I'm gonna be kind of upset. Okay, hold on a second, because I know I have this programmed into something else I made the other day. Thank God for Google. Aw, yeah. Hmm. We'll look up that specific on collision. I knew it was on collision. That's what I thought. That's what I was messing up. It's a pre-made method, and okay. These songs have like 2 moods. Exactly 2 moods. I need a collection of music I can put together to this. So my guy should just die now. Let us make sure. Yep. Okay, that works. So really, these people didn't need a rigid body. Collisions are about rigid bodies. Okay. Thought they were about the collider, but you know what? Ah, and I fell for it again. Who needs gravity? Okay, so we got it to work. Now let's program the pellets in. Let's just get one pre-made pellet. Probably have these things emit some light, so this just looks a little more neon, a little cooler, but like I said, effects are going to come after I go through this and try to do some AI here, because I could use that. I think a mission is just there. We're not going to worry about that right now. Then we'll have to determine the difference between the 2 collisions, which will be easy enough. So, for the pellet, we're going to want to give it a tag first off. There. Yeah, new one, pellet. There's a way to get the tag. Okay, so now this should just destroy the pellet. You know, I think we made a classic mistake. It's all ones and zeros in the eye of the computer, so there's a difference between capital P and undercase P. Okay, so now we're gonna want probably another script to organize this better. Let's come to player, add component, and let's say tail, new script, tail, C#. Oh no. Have this be tail. rendered tail. We're then gonna want to call something. Let's call it. So we're gonna want to instantiate this these tail pieces, but now I'm gonna have to keep track of how. And a sense of position in the world, and that they should follow as well. Make sure tail pieces don't have a tail function to them. Let's see, the size of these is 0.3, so they should probably be 0.4 behind the character. But behind the character is going to determine what position they're going, and if they just follow all the player commands, so actually there probably shouldn't be a script to take care of all of the tail. Each one should probably have a tail. in a sense. Instead of having one long tail that's handled by a singular script, each one should have the ability to have a singular tail follow them. Probably make more sense in the long run. So tail count, current rendered tail, all that is not going to be needed. We'll work through that in a second. Maybe it needs to drop down some kind of path behind it so that they follow the path instead of having actual player movement. Oh god, what is this, my friends? What is this? Moving to France? But I feel like if I try it the way I've been thinking about trying it, I have to compare transform compared to current transform. So the current transform of the head compared to the current transform of that position of the tail, and then it does in reverse. That I'll lead to a very dangerous situation of it being like this really curvy tail, which I guess is okay, but when your movements aren't curvy like that, could lead to a problem. You try to get those tight corners in Snake. At least the way 2D Snake was. Because we can't just do that. Let's try it. And we'll see what it gets us. I'm also foreseeing a problem that this is going to keep adding. Oh, we'll leave it for now. The head position is going to equal dot transform. Let's just set it to one position for now. Say it's on the Z position. Then we'll want a new script for, oh god, I just opened up another IDE. Oh, NetBeans, why? NetBeans, why? So, let's see. I want a new script for the tail position. Tail movement. Go. Reload. gonna be really simple. We're going to set the head position here. It's going to need a transform. Probably need to make that public. There, it will have the head position there because head position will equal T. And we'll know that will be called before anything, so we shouldn't have to worry. Hopefully. And we'll do vector 3. Nope. Should have a copy of that, hopefully. And what was the speed reset for this? 1F. So let's just see if I've butchered everything yet. What's this error? Tail movement should not be. Yeah, tail movement should not be a thing at this moment. Oh, it's giving it to the player. So we need a copy of this game object. See, no, it makes a lot more sense to do this. Let us see. Set active. Ah, don't you love when they don't remove obsolete old ways to do things. Trip you up a billion different ways. So this should work now, hopefully. Or not. What was the issue there? Non-convex. What was the issue with that? Okay, we'll just make it kinematic. Ah! My life. Okay, so we're not having that issue anymore. It's creating a clone. Gonna have to do a little bit more research this, and maybe tonight we'll do another session of this. I'll try to figure it out. I'm gonna use this as my accountability tool in the future. You should definitely see me progress throughout this. There's a little more things I want to work on with this, but I got more work to do today besides this, so I'll be back in a few hours.